You know what's truly attractive? A man who doesn't flinch when a beautiful woman tests him. A man who holds boundaries so strong that she either levels up to meet him or leaves. And you know what happens when she leaves? Nothing. Because he's too focused on his mission to chase a woman who doesn't respect his standards. Today, I'm going to give you 6 powerful boundaries that instantly turn on high-value women, using dark psychology principles to flip the dynamic in your favor. Don't just watch this. Internalize it, apply it, and watch how the energy shifts around you. Boundary number 1. Do not explain yourself excessively. Average men overshare, justify, and try to gain approval through explanations. High-value men let their actions speak. If you're late, you say, "I'm here now," not a novel about why you were stuck in traffic. If she asks why you didn't text, you say, "I was busy." Calm, unbothered. You instantly position yourself as a man who doesn't need validation. Here's what most men don't understand. Every time you over-explain, you're communicating that you need her approval to feel good about your decisions. You're essentially saying, "Please validate that I'm not a bad person." This is weak energy, and women can smell it from a mile away. Think about the most attractive men you know. Do they spend their time explaining their every move? No. They make decisions and move forward. They understand that their time and energy are better spent creating value than seeking approval. When you stop explaining yourself, something magical happens. She starts wondering about you. Instead of having all the answers handed to her, she has to work to understand you. This creates intrigue, and intrigue creates attraction. Think about this. The more you explain, the less power you hold. She can feel it. Stop giving her that leverage. Boundary number 2. Protect your time like it's gold. She will test you by asking for last-minute plans, delaying or flaking to see how you react. High-value men have a full life. If she cancels, you don't reschedule immediately. If she's late, you don't wait forever. This sets a boundary that your time is valuable, and she will subconsciously place you in a higher category than the men she strings along. Your time is your most valuable resource. It's finite, irreplaceable, and the foundation of everything you build in life. When you allow someone to waste it without consequence, you're teaching them that you don't value yourself. Here's the harsh truth. Most men are so desperate for female attention that they'll accept any scraps thrown their way. They'll wait an hour for a woman who shows up late without apology. They'll drop everything when she calls, even if it means abandoning their own plans. This behavior doesn't create attraction, it creates contempt. A high-value man has options. He has goals, projects, friendships, and interests that fill his time. When a woman disrespects his schedule, he doesn't get angry or dramatic. He simply moves on to something more valuable. This communicates abundance, not scarcity. Remember, you're not trying to punish her for being late or flaky. You're simply demonstrating that your time has value and you won't compromise that value for anyone. Ask yourself, would a man who values himself tolerate someone wasting his time? Boundary number 3, never tolerate disrespect, even jokingly. Women often test boundaries through teasing, sarcasm, or backhanded compliments to see your reaction. If she crosses the line, you don't laugh it off nervously. You look her in the eye and say, "Don't talk to me like that." Calm, direct, no emotional outburst. She'll respect you instantly or disappear. Either outcome is a win. This is where most men fail spectacularly. They mistake disrespect for playfulness. They think that laughing off insults or accepting put-downs makes them easygoing or confident. In reality, it makes them a doormat. Women test you because they want to know if you're truly strong or just pretending. They want to see if you'll stand up for yourself when it matters. This isn't malicious, it's instinctual. They're wired to find men who can protect and lead, and a man who can't even protect his own dignity certainly can't protect her. When you address disrespect immediately and calmly, you're not being sensitive or dramatic. You're establishing a standard. You're saying, "This is how I expect to be treated, and I won't accept less." The key is in your delivery. You don't get emotional, you don't raise your voice, and you don't launch into a lecture. You simply state the boundary and move on. If she respects it, great. If she doesn't, you know she's not worth your time. Women are wired to test your boundaries to see if you're truly high value or just pretending. Pass these tests, and you instantly separate yourself from 99% of men. Boundary number 4. Emotional self-control is non-negotiable. She can try to provoke you with silence, mood swings, or emotional games. If you react emotionally, she knows she can control you. If you remain centered, you flip the script, and she starts chasing your validation. Remember, her emotional storms are hers to handle, not yours to fix. Emotional self-control is the hallmark of a mature, high-value man. It's what separates the boys from the men. When you can remain calm in the face of chaos, you become a rock in a storm, and people naturally gravitate towards stability. Most men fail this test because they've been conditioned to believe that caring means fixing. When she's upset, they immediately jump into problem-solving mode. When she's angry, they try to appease her. When she's giving them the silent treatment, they chase her for attention. This is exactly backwards. When you remain emotionally centered, you're not being cold or uncaring. You're being strong. You're showing her that you won't be manipulated by emotional theatrics. You're demonstrating that you have the emotional maturity to handle whatever life throws at you. This doesn't mean you become a robot. It means you choose your emotional responses rather than letting them choose you. You can be empathetic without being reactive. You can be supportive without being controlling. Think about it. The man who can remain calm when she's trying to trigger him is the man she can't stop thinking about. Boundary number 5. Sex is not a reward you chase. Many men pedestalize women and see intimacy as a prize to earn. This is weak energy. High-value men understand that sex is a mutual experience, not a transaction. If she withholds it to manipulate you, you do not beg or adjust your standards to please her. You simply detach, focus on your purpose, and let her realize that you don't need her validation to feel like a man. This boundary is crucial because it addresses one of the most common ways men give away their power. When you treat sex as something you have to earn through good behavior, you've already lost. You've positioned yourself as the buyer and her as the seller, which creates an unhealthy dynamic. A high-value man understands that sexual attraction is about energy, not negotiation. It's about two people coming together because they genuinely desire each other, not because one person has jumped through enough hoops to deserve it. When you stop chasing sex and start focusing on becoming the kind of man who naturally attracts it, everything changes. You stop doing things to impress her and start doing things to improve yourself. You stop seeking her validation and start creating your own sense of worth. This doesn't mean you become cold or dismissive about intimacy. It means you approach it from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. You want to be with her because you choose to, not because you need to. The moment she realizes you don't need her body to validate your worth, her attraction will skyrocket. Or she'll leave if she was there to manipulate you. Both are wins. Boundary number 6. You prioritize your mission over her. Always. Your goals, your fitness, your business, your growth, these are non-negotiable. If she tries to pull you away from your path, you gently but firmly set the boundary. This is important to me. A high-value woman will admire this, as she wants a man she can respect and follow, not a man she can control. This is perhaps the most important boundary of all, because it encompasses everything else. When you have a clear mission, and you're committed to it above all else, you naturally embody all the other boundaries. You don't over-explain because you're too busy executing. You protect your time because you need it for your goals. You don't tolerate disrespect because you respect yourself too much. You maintain emotional control because you can't afford to be distracted. Your mission is what makes you attractive in the first place. It's what gives you purpose, confidence, and direction. When you abandon it for a woman, you're essentially abandoning the very thing that made her interested in you. Women don't fall for men who orbit around them. They fall for men who are moving toward a mission so powerfully that they can't help but want to join the ride. This doesn't mean you ignore her or treat her poorly. It means you maintain your priorities and invite her to be part of your journey, not the center of it. A high-value woman will respect this because she wants a man she can look up to, not a man she has to manage. The reality check. Now here's the reality. Setting these boundaries will trigger women who are low value, controlling, or insecure. They will call you arrogant or cold. Let them, because the women worth keeping will feel drawn to your unshakable energy and will respect you for it. You'll lose some women in the process. But these are the women who were never truly interested in you anyway. They were interested in what they could get from you. They were attracted to your resources, your attention, or your validation, not to who you are as a man. The women who stay will be the ones who genuinely appreciate your strength, your boundaries, and your character. These are the women who will add value to your life instead of draining it. Pause and think. Are you willing to lose women who don't respect your boundaries to attract women who do? That's the mindset that changes your dating life forever. The transformation. When you implement these boundaries consistently, something profound happens. You stop being reactive and start being proactive. You stop seeking validation and start creating value. You stop chasing and start attracting. You become the kind of man who commands respect not through force or manipulation, but through genuine self-respect and unwavering standards. You become someone who adds value to every interaction, every relationship, and every situation. This isn't about becoming cold or heartless. It's about becoming centered and strong. It's about creating the kind of energy that naturally draws high-value people into your life while repelling those who would drain your energy. Remember, your boundaries are your value. They're not walls to keep people out. They're standards that attract the right people in. If you found value in these 6 powerful boundaries that instantly turn on high-value women, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more raw truths, dark psychology insights, and strategies to help you become untouchable in your purpose and relationships. Check out the other videos on this channel right now for more wisdom and truth you won't hear anywhere else. Thanks for watching, and remember, your boundaries are your value. Respect yourself and watch who starts respecting you.